This morning, Democratic voters in Connecticut's 1st congressional district signaling that they want a change in who represents them in Washington.
Former Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin declared victory over incumbent John Larson, who has served in Congress for 28 years. Your reporter Katie Cohen live in West Hartford with more on what both have to say this morning.
This is a big win for Luke Bronin, but as he celebrates and looks forward to the election in November, longtime Congressman John Larson is accepting defeat. Cheers ring out at Luke Bronin's campaign hub as longtime Congressman John Larson conceded in the 1st District race. The former Hartford mayor will now be on the ballot in November for the 1st District Congress seat against Republican Amy Chai. Bronin was endorsed by the Democratic Party in Connecticut, despite Larson holding the seat for nearly 30 years. Bronin also defeated State Representative Jillian Gilchrist and attorney Ruth Fortune. Larson says he will go back to Washington to serve out his term and continue fighting for the people of Connecticut, while Bronin is looking forward to continuing his campaign for Congress.
Again, I think we're a Democratic Party that has to be better at embracing change, that has to get better at welcoming new voices in, that has to be clearer about the things we're fighting for. They can't, be talking about small solutions to things like health care and housing and our electricity and the corruption that Donald Trump is taking to levels we've never seen in this country before.
Disappointed, no question about it, but far from disheartened. We have responsibility and a job to do, and we've got to come together as people, as a Democratic Party, and fight for what's right for the American people.
We expect to hear from Luke Bronin again today about this win, and we'll bring that to you live on air and on the WFSB app. I'm your reporter live in West Hartford, Katie Cohen, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.